go.
Okay. So thanks for inviting me here tonight. I guess before I begin talking about the viewer, I have a general question for the audience. So I want you to tell me what are some problems with ActiveX controls and applets. So, okay. Any technical problems?
Security and privacy.
Security and privacy. Anything else? Browser compatibility. What else? Speed. Okay, yeah, definitely speed. Okay, so that's good. I came up with a couple here. Security. It's a winner right there. So definitely viruses have been massively spread by ActiveX controls. And so it's been a problem, and companies have locked that down to where you often you can't even run an ActiveX control behind the firewall. You see these constant updates. So you think with the Adobe Acrobat Viewer or iTunes or something, you get every couple of weeks you have to download another 100 megabytes or whatever. So that's definitely a problem. You might be blocked by a firewall that prevents you from getting access to the content. You might have a VeriSign warning, which is, do you trust so-and-so? And naive users are trained to say, no, I don't trust so-and-so, and that can really wreak havoc for an administrator. And then you get the VeriSign will expire, and that's also a problem. So these are all problems with it, and that's why I kind of think that this technology is eventually going to go by the wayside. We definitely see that trend within the industry towards a no-download, rich client user interfaces, Google Maps, Gmail, Microsoft, Amazon. A lot of different companies have that sort of solution. So now I'm going to show you the product. Let's see here. So KyteViewer is designed to be similar to a traditional viewer, similar to like Adobe Acrobat, but it's 100% web-based. So it has a lot of the same functionality of what you would expect in a viewer, but without any of the download headache. So this is all being done with JavaScript and a lot of fancy programming. So it has a lot of the basic things. So I can select 3 pages over here. I can rotate them. And it has about Ajax capability where you can kind of scroll down here. You see how it says loading, so it's only pulling down the pages that are necessary. And then it has the ability to annotate on top of the product, or on top of the content. So let's put some different annotations. Okay, so you guys get the idea, and even the the mag window will show up the annotations, which is kind of cool. All right, so that's a quick overview of the product. Let's see here. Let's run Firefox. Okay. So there's already companies that are using products very similar to this. Google Books has something like this, if any of you have used Google Books. But you can see the functionality is very limited. It just has zoom in, zoom out, and a little bit of page controls. It doesn't have the mag window or the annotations, and you can see how a company like Google could really benefit from that. Amazon, same thing. If you've used the Amazon book reader, zoom in, zoom out, previous, next. And then another, so that's in the kind of the book arena. Then another application might be for images. So I pulled up an example with PhotoBucket where they have the ability to zoom in and zoom out. They've added some text annotation capability, which is similar to the annotation that you saw on the side there. But then they've also got some other effects and stuff that's probably more server side. So those are some things where you could merge in with either a PhotoBucket or some company similar to that and get some really good feature benefit there. So interesting history with KyteViewer. I started a company in 2000, Integral Data Solutions. Grew it up, and it was a software and services company. And in 2007, I was approached by a company, Ascendant, to acquire the company, and decided to sell off the services division, which included all of my developers. So I've been left, I had kind of originally worked an agreement with them to help me sell the product, and it didn't, they weren't as interested in that because they're more pure play services. So as a result, I'm left with this KyteViewer IP and no developers. So that's my situation. So I want to kind of flip the question, right? You guys usually ask, how do you make money? And so I'm going to ask you, how do I make money with this product? I've got a lot of ideas, but I would love to hear your feedback. So I've listed a bunch of companies who could use the product. You probably know some more. So you can feel free to ask me any questions about this, or shout out companies I should add to the list. But mostly I'm looking for context, because in the course of about 2 to 5 minutes I can explain it to them, and they'll either be interested or they won't. And then we can move to the next level. So that's really what I'm hoping to accomplish tonight.
Do it.
Thanks.
Any questions or suggestions? In the back, DJ?
So Google Maps requires a significant amount of compute infrastructure on the back end of the internet. What do you have for serving this and it became popular?
Right. Okay, so there is a content layer. So if we're talking just about the regular application here, this is just JavaScript and a bunch of PNGs. So what's rendered to the client is pretty lightweight. Now, how do we get it from there to there? There's two parts to the problem, really. There's what you hook into the content. So you have to have like some kind of a rendering engine. So we have some hooks in using Java or .NET to do that. But there's also a slew of people that have written libraries that'll convert 5,000 formats into PNG, which all these little thumbnails are. So definitely, could be some scalability questions with that, but there is some things you can do with pre-caching and things like that to get the content web-friendly beforehand.
Right. So are you going to supply this service to those companies, or are you going to let them develop their own backends?
So we have a tier. We have a layer that's connected in there that we call the, I can't remember the name right off the top of my head, but it's basically a conversion layer. And so we've got a couple prefab ones that we provide, and then you can work with partners, like Oracle has one outside in that will convert this into a format. So you'd have to connect in with that. So we're only kind of, in some ways we're only solving half the equation, but a pretty important part. Yep.
You thought about just selling the IP?
Well, definitely. I would love to just sell the IP, but I have to find somebody. So I guess there's two sources for selling, right? There's source number one, which is end customer, right? And so I went to a lot of customers, and they loved the product. They said, this is great. This solves my problem, because I can't guarantee that Adobe is on every desktop, right? A lot of desktops have it, but not all desktops, and it's just a nightmare for IT, right? So they said, I would love for you to get somebody like Adobe to buy this so I can get it for free, right?
Right.
Yeah. So then it's just a matter of me connecting with Adobe or different people like that and convincing them that, yes, this is a good product, you should buy it.
Is this, your model fits very well with
It does. And so that was the last slide, which is like, I need connections at Google to present this.
I guess that question.
Okay, well, no, that's definitely a question that I have. So I've got a sign-up sheet here. If you guys have contacts at any of those companies that I cited, Amazon, Google, come down, please connect with me, and I will. Usually your contact probably not going to be the right person, but they have access to the directory, and they can say, okay, call so-and-so. Yep.
I'm thinking of like Ancestry and all of the historical documents.
Yep.
Ancestry is very, very
Okay. So that could be a good candidate.
important.
Okay. Thanks a lot.